My name is Michael Gordon White, and welcome to Candid Street. In this video, I'm going to continue on with my series about locations, or at least how I think about and approach locations while out shooting street photography. Let's begin. For me, locations are all about setting myself up for success. I've discovered a number of places and situations over the years that I like to go to because being there betters my chances at creating a successful street shot. And for me, that means getting a candid shot of someone going about their day. Everyday, ordinary people, but when I capture them, it turns into something special. Or at least that's how I look at it. But more about this in future videos, and let's continue on with talking about locations. In my last video, I talked about walking, and that I consider walking as a location in itself. A very important one at that. It may have been a short video, but I included 60 example images to help demonstrate the importance of not neglecting the time spent walking while out shooting street. If this was the only thing I did while out shooting street photography, I would be quite confident that I could easily find an endless supply of subjects to photograph, at least for my kind of street photography. I encourage you to go watch that video and study the shots I presented. You have to trust me when I say that walking works. You just have to keep it in mind to treat it as its own location or situation where you will find success if you are open to it. But for this video, I'm going to talk about standing, and I literally mean standing anywhere. Okay, you at least need to be standing out on the street because we're talking about street photography, and hopefully there will be some people around to photograph, if that's your idea of street. It doesn't have to be, by the way. But for me, when I hit the street, my goal is to capture images of people. But standing? Really, Mike? What could possibly be so important about standing? When are you going to give us these secret locations where you know that you'll get this $1 million shot without even trying, and our Instagram accounts will shoot right to the top? I don't know about all that, but one thing I've learned over the years, and you've likely heard this before, I truly believe shots can be found anywhere. But the secret to all of this is that you have to be open to them. They're always there, but you have to open your eyes to see them. Then, and most importantly, you have to react to them, and with a little prepared luck, capture them. That's what I'm here to teach you, but one step at a time. So for now, let's talk about standing. I didn't always think about standing as a thing. I have very little patience and precious little time to go out to shoot street photography. So I was always chasing after the shot. I was always on the hunt. If I found myself at a location where there was nothing happening, in other words, no people, off I'd go looking for the crowds. Always on the move, always searching. But then one day, well, let's just say I got caught off guard and got stuck in this torrential downpour of a rainstorm. I knew that it was going to be cloudy as I set out that day, not the conditions that I prefer, but because time is always limited, I went out anyways to make the best of it. Don't get me wrong though, because stormy weather conditions can make for some amazing shooting opportunities if you know how to manage it. But I will say this at least, that I do consider myself a fair weather shooter. I like hot and sunny summer days, usually because people are more likely to be out on the street enjoying the nice weather, but more importantly, they're usually dressed nicely, which is important to my street style. But this day, I got stuck in the rain and I wasn't prepared. I didn't have an umbrella with me. But in this storm, I don't think it would have helped much. It was amazing, and it was also amazing to see how fast everyone left the street for cover when this storm hit. It was crazy. Where I happened to be downtown when it started had this typical huge office building, but this one thankfully had this big sheltered overhang. You know, the ones with the big pillars holding the building up that you go past to get to the doors to go inside. Well, that's where I ended up, me and a bunch of other people as well, and we were stuck there with nothing to do but wait it out. Now, I could have easily packed up, walked across the street to this other building, gone downstairs, and caught the subway to go home, but I was bummed. I wanted to shoot. Like I said, because time is always limited, when I get a day out on the street, I take full advantage of it and usually stay out all day and late into the night. So I thought I'd at least wait it out for a bit to see if the storm would let up, and hopefully end, but it didn't. So there I was, standing around with everyone else. At least this area was large enough that we had some room to move around and we weren't packed together. And I did have my camera ready to shoot as always. So I did what I always do. I started people watching again. And I very quickly realized there were all kinds of shots to be had all around me. You are looking at a lot of the shots that I actually took that day. I still have many more that I haven't processed yet. The people I was stuck there with provided some of the opportunities, but there was also a steady stream of people braving the storm, passing us by, providing yet another opportunity. And this one actually surprised me. It was such a thrill. Here I was standing, and the images came to me. I know this sounds so obvious now, but at that time I was fairly new to this game, and this revelation was just one of those very important lessons I've learned over the years. But again, and this is important, I was open to these images. My eyes were wide open and they just came to me, and so I took them. I'm so glad I didn't give up on that day because of the storm. I learned that day that if I took the time to stand in one location and keep myself ready, shots will come to me. I didn't need to go chasing after them. I just had to settle in and let myself relax knowing it would happen. And it does. You have to try it. Again, if standing was the only thing I did while out shooting street photography, I know I would be satisfied with this endless opportunity of images to capture. But combine this with walking, well, let's just say I was set. And so I did that. I got into this routine of walking for a while, and then when I found an interesting part of town with lots going on, I just started standing and took it all in, and made lots of images along the way. Again, I know this may sound like a letdown, that you've been waiting for this amazing secret location that would be the key to success. But I'm telling you now that these two simple activities of walking and standing will provide an endless opportunity of capturing some amazing images, if you keep yourself open to them. But don't worry, there's lots more to come in future videos. I still have 9 very special, specific locations that I've discovered over the years that I'd like to share with you, how I manage each, and the reasons behind why I think they are so great. So that's it for now. I do hope you have found this helpful, and if so, please give it a like. Also, if you want to learn more, please subscribe, and please turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Okay, so thanks again for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. And we will see you again on Candid Street. Be safe and take care. you.